Hello, my name is Laura Petracco from Camera Behind the Curtain, and I am here to give you my 2017 Tony Awards predictions. Let's get started. Many of us know that the Tony Awards are coming up this Sunday, June 11th, and I am going to be giving you my very expert, professional, and important opinions about the shows. I haven't seen any of the plays, so I've decided to skip that entire category. So I apologize if you were hoping for that. I'm a musical type person, so that's what I'm gonna focus on. First up is the nominee for Best Musical. My prediction is that Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812 will win this category. My second favorite is Dear Evan Hansen, but I think that the Great Comet will be able to beat them out. Next is the nominee for the Best Musical of a Mook. Next is the nominee for the Best Book of a Musical. My prediction is Stephen Levinson for Dear Evan Hansen. My second choice would have been Great Comet. I also love the story of Come From Away, a 9/11 kind of tribute, I guess, or story. But I think that Dear Evan Hansen will be able to pull it out. Next is the nominee for the Best Original Score. My choice, again, is Dear Evan Hansen. That would be Pasek and Paul. My second choice would have been Great Comet, but I think that Dear Evan Hansen will be able to win. Pasek and Paul are on their way to an EGOT, so if they won this Tony Award, it would be a very good step in the right direction. Also, if you haven't listened to the cast album of Dear Evan Hansen, please go do yourself a favor and go listen to it after you watch this video. Next is the nominee for the Best Musical Revival. My prediction is Hello Dolly, because Bette Midler. Next is the nominee for the Best Leading Actor. My prediction is Ben Platt for Dear Evan Hansen. He is unbelievable. I didn't see this when I was in New York a couple weeks ago, and I am super regretting it right now. I want to see it so bad. But I've seen clips and I've seen interviews, and I just feel like he is going to win. My second runner-up would be Andy Karl in Groundhog Day. I love him and I like to look at him. But I didn't get to see that either, so I'm just basing that off of my personal preference of who I like best. Up next is the nominee for Best Leading Actress. Again, I have to go with Hello Dolly. Bette Midler will win this because she's Bette Midler. That's really all the explanation that I need to give. Next is the nominee for Best Featured Actor. This category was so hard to decide upon. I decided to go with Andrew Rannells from Falsettos. I don't have really a good explanation. He's never won a Tony before, and I feel like he deserves it. My very good friend Max Colville saw Falsettos, and I was discussing with him how Andrew did, and he said he definitely deserved it. So I'm taking Max's word for it, and I'm going with Andrew Rannells. Next is the nominee for Best Featured Actress. This category, much like the one before, was so difficult to decide a winner. I was going back and forth between Jen Colella from Come From Away and Rachel Bay Jones in Dear Evan Hansen. I finally went with Jen Colella solely to give Come From Away some love. Jen Colella deserves a Tony Award, but I think Rachel Bay Jones probably could win as well. But I went with Jen Colella to give Come From Away some love. Up next is the nominee for the Best Scenic Design of a Musical. There is no question in my mind that this award will go to Mimi Lien from Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812. I got so close to seeing this on Broadway. I was in the rush line, and I was about 3 back and they ran out of tickets. So that was great. But anyway, I have seen pictures of the set, and it is unbelievable. The set goes like out into the audience, and the actors actually like go up into the audience and like perform in there, like into like the balconies and stuff. It's incredible. So no doubt, hands down, Natasha Pierre, Mimi Lien, I believe is her name. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. Next is the nominee for the Best Costume Design. The only one of these nominees, I got to see Anastasia when I was in New York, but I don't think the costumes were consistently impressive throughout the show. At the end, when they really got into like the royal story, I think that's when they became impressive. So that's why I didn't give it to Anastasia. I decided on Hello Dolly, and the costume designer is Santo Loquasto. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I would think, I've seen pictures of Hello Dolly, and I have a feeling that they will win for best costumes. Up next is the nominee for Best Lighting Design. I decided to give this to a Great Comet again because of my friend Max. He got to see Great Comet when he was up there, and he is very confident that Natasha will win for Best Lighting. I initially had Dear Evan Hansen because of their projections, but then I figured out that projections don't count as lighting. So, and if they did, Anastasia would have absolutely won for projections. That show's projections were incredible. So Best Lighting, I say Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. Next is the nominee for Best Direction of a Musical. I went back and forth with this one between Great Comet and Dear Evan Hansen, and I finally decided to go with Dear Evan Hansen. I think that the content in Dear Evan Hansen would be harder to direct and in return portray and get across to people. I think that Michael Greif from Dear Evan Hansen, I think he will win. Up next is the nominee for Best Choreography. My choice for Best Choreography is Andy Blankenbuehler for Bandstand. Bandstand was one of the shows that I was able to see in New York when I was up there a few weeks ago. Andy's choreography is like nothing anyone else does. That's why I think he will win. It is so rare and it is so unique, his choreography. But now that I say that, I think to myself, I've seen Hamilton. And when I watched Bandstand, I was like, oh, that move was in Hamilton too. A lot of the isolation moves, like I can't do isolation, but a lot of those like hip hop moves were in Bandstand. I don't know. It reminded me of Hamilton a little bit too much. But I think he will still win. Up next, and coming in as my last prediction, is the nominee for the Best Orchestrations. I'm going back to Dear Evan Hansen, and I'm giving this to Alex Lacamoire. He is so good at what he does. It is so good. And Alex Lacamoire added, I don't know what Pasek and Paul's music sounded like before Alex Lacamoire added his orchestrations, but I would imagine that he added an entire new layer to it and an entire new emotional state. I just wish I could see this show on Broadway. So yeah, Alex Lacamoire, Dear Evan Hansen. So as a recap, I'm thinking Dear Evan Hansen and The Great Comet of 1812 are going to be big winners at this year's Tony Awards. Be sure to tune in on Sunday to see what the actual results are. And if you want to leave me a comment down below, let me know what your predictions are. I'd love to hear or see your thoughts about this year's awards. I think that's all that I have for you this time. I will see you next time on Camera Behind the Curtain. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.